tonight, sometimes that's not so bad. Because then as soon as we're done, you can dive right into that glass of wine or even dive into it while we're talking. And you'll be home as soon as we're done. So that's never a bad thing. So my name is Lucinda Athan, and I am your awards chair for the John Muir chapter. And I also was a previous member of the executive committee and also of the Four Lakes group here in Madison, Wisconsin. So I go back a long way with the Sierra Club, and I'm very excited to be here with you tonight. So I also wanted to let everyone know that we are going to be Facebook streaming this live, and it will also be recorded. So if for any reason you prefer not to be on video, go ahead and turn your video off. That's more than fine. And then if you have any issues later with sound, you can always turn your sound up locally on your computer, especially when we play some of the great videos that we have of our award winners tonight. We want to make sure that you hear everything that all the people have to say about the award winners. Definitely some good stuff happening tonight. Did you mute me on purpose?
No, I was trying to mute participants. My apologies, Lucinda.
Okay, I'm just checking. I'm like, did I start early? I hope I didn't. I think I'm supposed to be talking. That's okay. We'll get that little tiny glitch out of the way first. So smooth sailing for the entire rest of the presentation. But as I mentioned, really excited to be here with everyone tonight. Thanks for taking some time out of your evening to come and listen to the fantastic things that our various award winners have been doing in the state and the kind words that people have for them. I know that this is often thankless work. You know, environmental work is not something that happens immediately. It is a long-term task. I always joke that we're spending our time trying to break rocks with our head. The advantage to doing it together is that it goes a little bit faster, and at least you have someone to complain about the headache with. So that's part of why the Sierra Club is so wonderful. And it allows us like-minded people to get together and do the work that we're doing. But for now, to get us kicked off, I will get out of the way, and I would like to introduce Laura Lane, who is our current Wisconsin Chapter Sierra Club chair. Laura?
Thank you, Lucinda. Hello, everyone. This is one of my favorite events because we get to celebrate all that is good. And the first thing that I would like to do is start off with a land acknowledgement. So I am coming to you from Madison, Wisconsin, and I would like to acknowledge that I am on the traditional land of the Ho-Chunks peoples, past and present, and honor with gratitude the land itself and the Ho-Chunk Nation. Next, I'd like to introduce members of our fabulous staff. They are all here tonight. We have our extraordinary chapter director, Elizabeth Ward, our amazing chapter coordinator, Jacinda Tessman, who makes everything run so smoothly from behind the scenes. So thank you, Jacinda. We have awesome Cassie Steiner, our senior campaign coordinator. She's just a force to be reckoned with. We have Jadine Sanada, one of our newer staff members who's been an absolute gift to us, and Jadine is one of our campaign coordinators. And last but certainly not least is our wonderful volunteer coordinator, Katie Hogan. And Katie is one of the main reasons that I got involved with the Sierra Club. So big shout out to our amazing staff. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to our executive committee members who are here with us tonight and our group leaders. And I will just mention a few that I saw come on, and I really apologize if I've missed anyone, but I saw in the crowd that we have Karin Treiber with us, Megan Pierce. Megan's our newest addition to the executive committee and the winner of our new activist award this year, so very exciting. We have Liz Wessel, big hello to Liz, and Don Ferber. So again, sorry if I missed anybody, but we're so excited for our executive committee members and our group leaders to join us tonight. Now I'm going to hand it off to Elizabeth Ward. Take it away, Elizabeth.
Thanks, Laura. Thanks, everybody. I'm so excited for this event tonight. This is my favorite time of the year. not just because I love the weather, but I know I speak for all of the staff when I say that we spend every single day being so appreciative for the kind, thoughtful people we get the honor of working with. And every year at this event and during this week, we get to finally show you appreciation. Oh, can we mute if you are not speaking? Great. And so this time of the year is when we get to show you appreciation and express the gratitude that we have and we feel throughout the year. Tonight, we're going to hear stories about a handful of our most incredible volunteers that work so hard and make such great differences. I am very excited to celebrate them. And although we honor these winners tonight, this week is not just about them. Every awardee tonight is part of a team that works closely together to create the successes we see. Make sure to keep watching our social media pages as we celebrate these volunteers all week. One of the things we've done this week is announce that it's Volunteer Appreciation Week. And as such, a few of our colleagues at National Sierra Club have been expressing their appreciation for volunteers as well. And I thought I would read just a few of the quotes they sent, a few of them sent our teams, so you get a sense of how important you all are to everyone. As someone who works across multiple states, I am always so impressed when I come to a Wisconsin call and hear all about the great things you're involved in, from testifying to writing LTEs to attending so many important hearings. Thank you for all you do. We would not be as strong of a Sierra Club without you and your work. And it's volunteers like you that prove that our grassroots voices are the most powerful part of our organization. We are so grateful for your dedication to this work and look forward to hearing about all of your work in the years to come. So your appreciation for you is shared across the board. We have had a lot of big headline wins this year, and especially in the last few months, wins that definitely deserve to be celebrated, like our state's biggest utility announcing they're going coal-free, lead pipe replacement funding in Milwaukee's budget, an injunction on the wolf hunt. These are all really big deals. But what you don't see in the headlines is all of the work that made those wins happen. The banging against the rocks, as Lucinda said, the calls to decision makers, the letters to the editors, the op-eds that slowly build momentum for the wins, the hours of planning meetings and analysis, the reminder emails and phone calls that get sent. All of this hard work is difficult and time consuming, and sometimes it takes months or even years to pay off and see the difference it's making. Sometimes it's hard to see that we will win, and it's hard to feel positive. When that happens, I personally find my motivation to keep going by remembering that I'm not alone and we're all working together. When I'm writing letters to the governor, my teammates are doing the same thing. And that hope and camaraderie is what keeps us moving, and it's what we're celebrating this week. Almost every single person on this call, or maybe every one of you, I haven't seen the full attendance list, falls into that camp. So take a moment and celebrate yourself for all your great work. Some of the great volunteers include the committee who put this event and this week together. So I want to thank them. We began figuring out who award winner, calling for nominations, planning this event and planning this week in early summer. And the committee works really, really hard throughout the fall to make this so great. So I want to thank them all personally. First, our awards chair and our MC tonight, Lucinda Athens, Andrea Collins, Zane Frank, and Liz Wessel, who we would not be having this event without. You have some reactions. If you've never used them before, there's a little reactions button at the bottom of your screen. Feel free to, throughout the night, to choose the celebratory picture or the clapping of hands to celebrate all of the people, including our awards committee. Quickly, before I pass it over to Lucinda to get on with the night, I want to take a moment and highlight and celebrate 3 additional incredible volunteers. Such incredible volunteers that they actually won national awards this year. You just can't get away from all these great volunteers in Wisconsin. The winners are Scott Blankman, our chapter treasurer. He's been in that role since 2013, and he received the 2021 Atlas Award. The award honors volunteers who have made extraordinary administrative contributions to groups, chapters, and regional entities. His expertise in accounting and financial management, along with his understanding of the mission of Sierra Club and environmental issues facing our state, make his contributions uniquely valuable. Our second and probably long overdue winner was Don Ferber. He received the Volunteer Service Award, honoring his strong and consistent commitment to the environment and to the Sierra Club. Don began his journey with Sierra Club decades ago during one of the first coal plant retirement campaigns, and since then, he has been an integral part of multiple coal plant retirements. His volunteer engagement expanded when he took on leadership roles in 2004 with the Four Lakes Group, and in 2007 when he became a member of the Wisconsin Chapter Executive Committee, a position he still holds today. He recently stepped down from his role as the chapter chair, where he served from 2017 to 2020, serving and instead stepped up to be a little leader at the national level. And finally, Dennis Grzinski, our legal chair, received the Robert Bullard Environmental Justice Award for his outstanding work in an area of environmental justice. Dennis has spent decades advocating for racial equity in Milwaukee's transportation system and for environmental justice. In Dennis's own words, he fights highway expansion projects because of the disparities in transportation services or availability. There's such a disparity in what's available to those who are rich and whiter and who have cars, and those in our community who are less rich, less white, and don't have cars. They all were certainly deserving of their rewards, as are all the excellent winners tonight. And with that, I will hand it over to you, Lucinda, to kick us off.
Fantastic. And I love seeing two of the people that used to be on my Four Lakes Group board that got national awards. So yay. And definitely for Scott too, because I know that the work behind the scenes is equally grinding and you're banging your head on the rock too every day, especially with numbers. So thank you for your service too. So tonight we're going to go through the rest of our award winners, and we have a short video for each one. We also have an opportunity for them to talk and share a little bit of their information with you. And I want to give a special thanks to Zane on the staff who helped put the videos together for us tonight, and realize that we do have longer versions of the video available. If we took the time to share with you all the great things people had to say about our award winners, we would be here all night long. So we will send out a link to those videos later, and we do encourage you to go check that out to learn a little bit more about each person. So we're going to start off with the New Activist Award. And this is obviously given to someone who jumps in right away with both feet and gets to work. And it's usually for someone who's been with the club less than a couple of years. And this person, as was mentioned, not only has been a fantastic activist early on, but also has now joined our executive committee. This year's winner is Megan Pierce, and she has been part of our Beyond Coal to Clean Energy team since she started, and is always jumping into new roles whenever she is needed. So let's hear a little bit about Megan.
Hello, my name is Brooke Bowser, and I just wanted to congratulate Megan Pierce on being selected for the New Activist Award. I have been lucky enough to work alongside Megan for a little while on the Beyond Coal campaign team, and she is really just an incredible team member. Megan is always willing to jump in and help out with whatever is needed. She has facilitated the meetings. She acts as a buddy to help welcome new members. She testifies at public hearings, helps organize and promote all of our events. And she always provides such thoughtful insight during our strategy discussions. And the list really goes on and on. So Megan, thank you for all of your hard work and congratulations. I am so happy that you were selected for this award and you wholeheartedly deserve it.
I wanted to say how great it is that Megan Pierce is getting this award. She is so deserving of it for all she's done on the Beyond Coal team and her presence there. She's really spent the time listening to what's going on. She thinks before she speaks. And she stepped up all the time. She's very willing to lead meetings. When she takes time, make sure everybody has the time and space to provide comments and participate, runs them well, keeps them on time. And she's just been a great addition to our team. So I very much appreciate having her there for the quiet, calm presence she brings and all she adds for everyone there as part of having our team be successful and do all that we've been able to do. Congratulations, Megan.
I think it's every Sierra Club volunteer's dream to mention casually to coworkers or friends that you volunteer for the Sierra Club and have someone say, "Ooh, that sounds amazing. How do I get involved?" I want to thank Megan Pierce for making my dreams come true. It has been an absolute pleasure to volunteer with Megan this past year on the Beyond Coal team. Megan does an amazing job and she inspires me every day. Thanks, Megan, and congratulations on your award.
Congrats, Megan, on winning the New Activist Award. Megan leaps into new roles and champions environmental issues. She is always willing to jump into new things in our Beyond Coal team. She's an active and engaged member and inspires me to do more. She has been facilitating our meetings and volunteers to take on all sorts of different projects. Thank you so much for all you do, Megan.
Hi Megan, congratulations on winning the New Activist Award. I'm very excited for you. I've been volunteering alongside Megan on the Sierra Club's Beyond Coal campaign, and one of the things that has always struck me the most about Megan is how truly kind, caring, and compassionate she is. You simply will not find a more thoughtful person, and this quality shines through in her activism work. She always remembers and lifts up the fact that people of color and those of lower socioeconomic status are disproportionately affected by climate change. And she reminds us that our work is not just about closing power plants, it's about helping people. Another thing to know about Megan is that when she says she'll do something, she gets it done, and she does an amazing job. You can always count on her to follow through. Megan, I really love working with you. I'm also so happy to let everyone know that Megan is now a new addition to our executive committee, and I'm just thrilled to be working with you. It's a joy and a privilege. So congratulations again on winning the New Activist Award. I can't think of anyone who deserves it more.
And now, Megan, if you'd like to say a few words.
Well, thank you. I want to thank everyone for this honor, and all the comments were so wonderful. So thanks everyone who shared a comment. Tonight, I just wanted to share how I came to Sierra Club and what it has meant for me to be a volunteer. I was in the Peace Corps from 2015 to 2017 in Swaziland, and that's a southern country in Africa. And while I was living there, I learned firsthand the serious effects climate change had on the community where I was at. And it brought to the forefront of my mind my impact in my countries, as in the US's impact on climate change. Seeing as the USA has a large output of pollution, which has a worldwide effect, and what this means to take responsibility for that. And so when I came back to the US, I focused on the changes I could make as an individual to my lifestyle. Yet I felt like this didn't have a big enough impact or wasn't doing enough. And so I knew my coworker, Marjorie, who made a comment, was also involved in environmental work. So I asked her thoughts on like how to get involved. And so shout out to her. She, lo and behold, brought me to the Beyond Coal team. And being on this team has been wonderful, and the support the group provides and the other volunteers and staff have really helped educate and guide everyone on like specific actions that can be taken, which really feels like you're part of something bigger. And so being on a part of this team has brought a sense of hope, as facing this challenge can certainly feel scary and at times overwhelming, especially if you're feeling alone as you're trying to do the work. So many thanks to all of the amazing volunteers and staff who continue to fight for this important work. So thank you to all of you.
And thank you, Megan. If we didn't have new activists, we wouldn't get anywhere. You have to replace those of us who've been around for a long time. So I'm glad that when you came back from the Peace Corps, we found something else for you to do with your time. Although I would love to hear your stories about Swaziland. We'll have to meet up over a drink sometime. That sounds like a fascinating way to spend a couple of years. But thank you again for all of your work, and we look forward to what you'll be doing on the executive committee too. So beginning of a long journey, we hope. So our next award is the Wildflower Award. And this is an award given to people and leaders within the club who really help create the welcoming culture of the club by being available to work on projects, to mentor new volunteers, and really bring that love and that impact into the environmental movement. And it's someone that you always like to be around them, and you just understand what they bring. So this year we have three people who are sharing this award. And the first one is Eric Pedersen. And Eric has been with the Sierra Club since 2002, and he's been deeply involved. He was on the Four Lakes Group Executive Committee for many, many years. I think he still is at this point, and an active member of the Lands Access and Transportation team, a regular volunteer night attendee, and letter to the editor, writer extraordinaire. So Eric, thank you for all of the work that you've done, and let's see a little video and learn more about Eric.
No matter what he has going on, Eric continues to be dedicated to doing the work that we need to do and helping wherever we can to protect our air and water. He's also so friendly. He's the first person to come up to a new person in a room and say hi or engage in a conversation. That's exactly what the Wildflower Award is for, and I don't know that there's anybody more deserving than Eric. Congratulations, Eric.
Hi, my name's Mary Reams. I am the co-chair of the Four Lakes Group XCOM. I have known Eric since 2017 when I started serving on the XCOM. He's been the co-treasurer there for several years. Eric is one of those people who just always says yes to everything that you ask him to do. He is so enthusiastic. He's very passionate about our cause, and we love working with him. So Eric, congratulations. The award is very well deserved.
I first met Eric at the Sunny Social, which was an in-person event almost 3 years ago. And he has helped me feel welcome because he is such a positive and welcoming person and brings such positive energy to each meeting. Thanks so much for all you do, Eric.
Hey, Eric, congratulations. You definitely deserve it. You're deserving of the Wildflower Award. I remember how kind and welcoming you were at my first autumn assembly, and we really appreciate all the hard work you do. Thank you, Eric.
And now, Eric, would you like to share a few words with the group?
There we go. Okay. In this radical time of climate disruption, transportation inequity, environmental degradation, deforestation, and loss of habitat for many endangered species of animal and plants, we are faced with a huge challenge. Do we continue to decimate the planet and destroy the very life-giving ethos which sustains us in our quest to survive? Or do we stand up for the voiceless, powerless, and disenfranchised, fighting to preserve the dignity of nature and our Mother Earth? It is my belief that we owe it to our future generations to maintain a baseline of environmental integrity and make sure there is a livable planet to rely upon when we leave this existence. It is further my belief that we can and will save our natural habitat when we rise to the occasion of protecting and sustaining our Earth by reducing our carbon footprints and embracing renewable sources of energy, which are now cheaper than they have ever been throughout our history. There simply is no excuse for inaction. We must be vigilant in our efforts to preserve and promote the environment. As I reflect on my years as an environmental activist, I'm always struck by the resilience and diligence of a movement to keep fossil fuels in the ground, for instance. It takes people and advocates from all aspects of our communities to improve and sustain life throughout our networks and pipelines, pun intended, which support the right to clean air, clean water, and natural beauty all over the world. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to advocate on behalf of the natural world and to obtain sovereignty for all the fighters of pollution and environmental degradation worldwide. I really appreciate the recognition and will continue to fight the good fight with every last breath in my body in the years and decades to come. I especially want to thank my parents for bringing me up with the values and wherewithal to succeed in this competitive, unforgiving at times social experiment, which is our modern predicament we find ourselves struggling to protect and sustain. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Eric. That was so beautifully worded. This is an award for people that bring the friendliness and the warmth and the culture to the Sierra Club, but I think you just wrote down the manifesto for the reason why we all do this. That was fantastic. So thank you very much. And your award is very well deserved. And we look forward to you being around for many more decades, you and me both, probably. When we're 90, we'll be hanging out together and watching this event, from our couch. We'll pass it down to the younger generation, right?
Thank you, Lucinda.
All right, thanks, Eric. All right, so I said we had 3 fantastic people that got this award tonight. So our next recipients, Karen Samuelson and David Thomas, are being jointly awarded this award for their work with the Great Waters Group, our friends over there in the Milwaukee area. Their extensive behind-the-scenes work, leadership, and commitment to environmental justice have strengthened the group's work in the Milwaukee area and is admired across the board. So we will get a video to hear a little bit more about Karen and David and what they have been up to.
Hello, my name is Dan Buckler. I'm with the Great Waters Group, and I am so thrilled that Karen Samuelson and David Thomas won the Wildflower Award. And I think it's really appropriate for a number of different reasons, because they are very much wildflowers. First, they're tough. They have broken up the soil and created new opportunities and new habitats for us all. They're prolific. Their presence is felt across many Sierra Club activities, from equity work to newsletter creation to outings and event planning. They're giving, much like a flower providing nectar and seeds for wildlife. David and Karen give their time, their thought, and their love to the Sierra Club. And finally, they're just beautiful. They are nice and kind people, even outside of all of the great work that they're doing for us and for our environment. And so I thank our tough and prolific and giving and beautiful members of the Great Waters Group in the Wisconsin chapter of the Sierra Club. Thank you very much, Karen and David.
Karen and David are the anchors of our communications team in the Great Waters Group. And really, without their work, Great Waters Group members would have very little idea of what we're up to. And Karen and David, I just want to say congratulations to you. And I'm so honored to get to work with you. And I really especially appreciate your commitment to racial equity and to helping to build our organization into one that is where everyone, no matter what their identity or their background, can feel valued and welcome. And also in your work, helping us come to terms with how we have upheld and how we continue to uphold structural racism. This isn't easy work. But it's work that needs to be undertaken, and I'm so grateful for your commitment. And I'm just delighted for the chance to continue working with you on all of the great things that we have in store for us in Great Waters Group and in the Wisconsin chapter. So thank you for everything that you do.
And Karen, would you like to share some words?
Well, I just want to say wow, and thanks, Dan and Jenny. I guess I should have a flower in the picture in the background instead of trees, but the trees support Dan, the arborist there. Thank you all for this award, and it's been a great group of people to work with. And I also want to thank our technical support, well, David helping me, and I want to thank the chapter staff, especially Cassie, for helping us get the e-letter out every month. And I want to point out, if there's anyone else on this call who hasn't already become a volunteer in all the many ways that are possible through the Sierra Club, that there are many options to help out and meet some great people. And I guess the advantage of this quarantine year has been that we've gotten to meet the people on Zoom from the other chapters, getting together for various things, including some of the racial equity things, as well as some some volunteer nights. So, but hopefully we will get to see and meet people in person again soon. So thank you.
Thank you, Karen, very, very much. And I agree, everyone else should get involved too. I like your little call for extra volunteers to come and join us. As I always like to say, get involved. The world is run by those who show up. So get on the bus with the rest of us. And how about you, David? Would you like to share some thoughts with us too?
Well, sure. Just like to add my thanks to everyone who has been so supportive and helped in this work. It really isn't one or two people doing this. It's having a lot of people standing by your side. That is the state chapter staff in Madison and our great volunteer leadership group in Milwaukee. It's a lot of shoulders to the wheel that have really helped and made this work. But thanks for the honor. Thank you very much.
And thank you both again for the work and the efforts that you've been putting in. And as someone who also used to do website and e-newsletters and newsletters, I know how much work that is. So thank you. Without communications, nobody knows what we're doing. So that's, again, one of those thankless tasks that many late nights at your desk and at your computer go into it. But it's very, very necessary to get the word out on what we're doing. So thank you for that. So our next award is the Merit Award. And this one is given to a Sierra Club volunteer who is a consistent issues champion, someone who takes our message to decision makers and to the public. And this year's recipient will be two people. The first one is Victoria Gillet, and she will receive the award for her dedication to coal and clean energy work. From strategy to coalition building to organizing, and particularly drawing connections between energy and health. Victoria has been a consistent leader and source of knowledge on the Beyond Coal to Clean Energy team. And here's what her teammates had to say.
Congratulations, Victoria, on your Merit Award. I can't think of anyone more deserving. You've been such a leader in the area of how climate change impacts health. I am inspired by you every day, and I love working with you.
Victoria has done so much for our chapter. She has been helping build coalition partnerships to help Sierra Club in reaching our goals, along with helping educate other volunteers on how to give testimony and other ways to get involved. Thank you, Victoria, for your dedication to the chapter as you help with projects, as you continue to take a stand and continue the momentum for positive change to our state leaders. You are an amazing advocate. Thank you for using your voice to create impactful change and empowering others to do so as well.
It's difficult to describe all the reasons you deserve this reward because you are active in so many campaigns, from energy burden to PSC and Beyond Coal work to transportation and more. You're an astounding advocate for public health and for renewable and clean energy change, and we are so lucky to have your voice in our midst. I can't say enough how much you deserve this, and congratulations.
Congrats, Victoria, on winning the Merit Award. Victoria actively carries the Sierra Club message to decision makers and the concerned public. She brings so much energy and determination to the Beyond Coal team. She is a true inspiration. She is an essential part of our budget work. She's been testifying in public hearings and training people on testifying. She makes something as daunting as testifying sound fun and easy. Thanks so much for all you do, Victoria.
Victoria, congratulations on your award. I'm so happy for you. I first got to know Victoria when we sat next to each other at the Midwest Academy training, and I was immediately impressed. Victoria is incredibly smart, and she's great at coming up with organizing strategies. She's also very well spoken, and she did an amazing job talking about the pandemic and climate change at a very successful webinar that the Sierra Club hosted. One important thing to know about Victoria is that she loves testifying, and it always puts a smile on my face when I hear her clearly and confidently advocating for the issues that we care about. Victoria, thanks for all the work you've done with the Sierra Club and for the Beyond Coal campaign. But even more importantly, thanks for all the work you've done as an emergency room physician serving on the front lines during the pandemic. It's truly a joy and a privilege to volunteer with you. Congratulations again.
It's really wonderful that Victoria is getting this award. She's been a delight to have on the team. She participates whenever she can with her very busy schedule, with her medical practice. But it's been great that she's been trying to involve the rest of the medical community to bring that aspect into things. She's really willing to step forward and give testimony, give her time when she can. Even though she's moved from Madison to Milwaukee, she still continues to participate regularly. And I just love that when she has to go off screen, she has a picture of herself with a bagel stuffed in her mouth. So that just shows her sense of humor. But I just love having her on the team again. And congratulations, Victoria.
And Victoria, would you like to share a few words?
Yeah, I'd love to. So, a lot of people mentioned testimony, and the way that I've started a lot of my testimony now is sort of the way that I ended up here. I got into medicine because I wanted to help people, and particularly reduce suffering. And I eventually realized that there was only so much that I could do for my patients when they were sitting in my exam room, that so much of what compromised their health happened before they showed up with me. And the more I learned and thought, the more I realized that there were really two main pandemics or epidemics that were leading to poor health of my patients, and that was climate change and racism. So that's really where I put a lot of my effort now. And at the beginning of that realization, like Megan said, I did a lot of personal change, right? I'm gonna recycle and bike, and like her, it didn't feel like enough. I was overwhelmed by the fact that there were all of these big societal issues that were impacting this thing that I was trying to do, and it felt like a Band-Aid. And Sierra Club was the first opportunity that I had that I felt like I was actually making a difference at the root cause, and not just throwing a Band-Aid on a gaping wound in my clinic. It really gives me a lot of hope, sometimes some frustration and scaredness and disappointment when things aren't going as well as we would like. But the staff support that gives us that really strong foundation and knowledge and skill building that all of the amazing volunteers can jump on top of and run with to build effective campaigns and coalitions and testimony and all that other stuff really has made me feel like I'm doing something that matters. And I'm using that. I mean, it's so funny for me to be recognized for a public speaking award, because during medical school, I could barely speak to 2 people in a room. And now I'm trying to pull together coalitions of physicians in Milwaukee and elsewhere to really start teaching our trainees that this is what matters and this is the kind of work we should all be doing. I'd like to say, like, this is in our lane as physicians. And I wouldn't have any of those skills, and I wouldn't be able to bring in all those different groups of people if I didn't have everybody in the Sierra Club sort of supporting me and giving me what I needed to do to be the person and activist that I am now. So thank you very much. I'll never leave Wisconsin because I can't leave the Wisconsin chapter of Sierra Club.
Thank you, Victoria. And I understand that too. Wisconsin Sierra Club has some gravity to it, as you can tell when you look around with the people who've been here for a while. And I also really liked your commentary that Sierra Club is kind of the fire that forges activism. Sometimes you need a purpose and you need a group of people that you can work with to really sharpen your sword so that you can go out and be that warrior for the environment that you're talking about doing. And I love the fact that you're bringing the physicians into it, because there are a lot of overlapping things going on in the society, the Venn diagram of things that we are faced with. But I love the fact that you're kind of in the center of that and bringing the doctors to our side too. So thank you very much for your work. So our next recipient of the Merit Award is Jody Habish-Sinekin. And Jody's a member of the wildlife team and has worked relentlessly connecting with political influencers, the Department of DNR, tribal leaders, and other advocates to try and bring awareness to senseless killing of our wolves. She has also represented Sierra Club on the Wisconsin Wolf Harvest Committee and the Wolf Management Plan Committee. So let's watch a video and learn a little more about Jody.
Jody is extremely deserving of the Merit Award this year from the Sierra Club, and I just want to say thank you so much for all that you do, Jody, tirelessly representing this group on the DNR committees that you serve on the phone calls and video calls that you are on day and night with other leaders, other organizations, political influencers, tribal leaders, trying to protect our wolves in what has undoubtedly been one of the toughest years to do so in our state of Wisconsin. I also want to say thank you as a new member of the wildlife team. You've been nothing but welcoming, inclusive, and inspiring, and I want to be like you and do more and learn more and connect more to try to make a positive impact. So thank you so much, and congratulations.
The Merit Award is for a champion that has effectively battled environmental challenges or is a consistent leader in the environmental movement. And that is Jody time and time again. She's incredibly important for our work here at the Sierra Club, but also for all of Wisconsin's water and wildlife. Jody works with so many different organizations and partners and is able to bring us all together in a unified effort while still respecting each of our differences. She's able to support tribal members, scientists, animal welfare advocates, environmentalists, and just concerned Wisconsinites in coming together in order to affect change. And she's had many victories. She's able to do this because she is so kind and caring. You can't help but be grateful to work with her when you have a conversation with her and hear how thoughtful, smart, and sensical her approach is. I feel so thankful to be able to work with Jody and to be able to call her my friend. Congrats, Jody.
I'm not sure I can think of a better person who is more deserving of this award. When I think about the positive impact that she's had on my life, which really started when I was in law school and clerking at MEA, I can't help but think of all the other countless lives, both human and non, that she has most certainly impacted for the better. Whether it's protecting the Great Lakes, fighting the unabashed depredation of wolves, bears, and other wildlife, or working to protect her heritage, she brings an unrivaled combination of skill, expertise, and passion to literally everything she does. Way to go, Jody. But there's plenty more work to do, so keep it up. Congrats.
Jody, on behalf of all of us at MEA, congratulations. We know how deserved this award is because we know of the tremendous work that you've done in your many years association with MEA to stand alongside Wisconsin communities to help them defend their rights to a healthy environment. So we're really pleased, we're really happy for you, and we hope that you savor this moment.
And Jody wasn't able to be with us tonight, but I assure you that she definitely appreciates the award, and it's very nice to hear all of the kind words everyone had to say about the work that she's doing. So next we will move on to the LD Rockwell Award, and this one is given to people who provide exceptional service to the political and electoral program. Another one of those behind the scenes type thing that is very important to keep the wheel moving so that we can get things accomplished. This year we're recognizing Masaru Oka for his contributions to the State Budget Committee. He has taken on research, writing, and connecting with other volunteers in his effort to fight for a strong, just budget. And as a bonus, he is also involved with our transportation team. So here's what colleagues had to say about his contributions.
Congratulations on winning the LD Rockwell Award. I still remember the first Sierra Club event where some of my colleagues and I got to meet you. It was an event at a local bike shop, and you came in late in the day and struck up a conversation about our transportation work and your interest in it. I think that was in 2016, and it's been so amazing watching your journey and hearing about your contributions over the years. I'm so happy it's all led to this moment and this very well-deserved award. Congratulations.
It's difficult to find the motivation to work on policy here in Wisconsin when the deck is so stacked against us with gerrymandering. But Masaru understands how important the work is and did an incredible job this year because he recognized that the decisions that being made impact people across Wisconsin. His engagement on the budget was truly incredible. Though this work is so important, it's not easy. Masaru read through hundreds and hundreds of pages of budget documents, analyzed the impacts of the proposals, and helped Sierra Club members across Wisconsin advocate for a budget that protects them and their families. The LD Rockwell Award is given to those that engage in our political program, and some see that work as stopping the day after an election. But if we stop there, we won't accomplish what we need to. We need to push our elected leaders to protect the people of Wisconsin and to hold them accountable when they don't. And thank you to Masaru for recognizing this and working so hard to create the change we so desperately need here in Wisconsin.
Congratulations, Masaru. You absolutely deserve this award for all of your work. You have done a great job, not only on the transportation team, but also on a lot of important legislation, including state budget advocacy. You do the tasks that not a lot of people want to do, like research and writing. You have a really analytical and thoughtful mind, and what you put together is always so useful and so powerful, and really our teams could not do what we do without you. So thank you so much and congratulations. A well-deserved award.
And Masaru, would you like to share your thoughts with folks?
Yes, so thank you for the award. Wanted to talk a little bit about the whole experience of working on the budget here and what it means to actually be able to make change. So when I joined the budget committee, I remember seeing volunteers that had been working on this kind of work for so many years. And I remember feeling, like a newbie again. And the things that I actually did, between our meetings, it felt like I was just doing a small part of this bigger project. And that got me thinking about how do we really think about the way that we're able to make change? So there's this one side where you see in movies, you have time travelers, and they're worried about something like going back to the age of the dinosaurs, and they accidentally kill a mosquito, and all of a sudden civilization is completely ruined. But then you have people today who look at the big problems that we're facing, and they just feel this sense of despair. It feels impossible to change what's going on. And, of course, the reality is kind of in between, and a number of people have talked about this already. But the big changes that we see, it's rarely because of any single event. It's usually the collective work of hundreds of people, hundreds of hours. And it's because of all of these little things that we individually do adding up that we're able to accomplish bigger things. As far as the budget itself goes, we saw some success with what Governor Evers proposed. That wasn't what ended up getting passed. But let's also not lose sight of the fact that it's not just one thing. It's not just an election. It's not just the budget. And we've already seen, just in the past couple of weeks, we've had at least two big ones that I've seen. Someone mentioned earlier that We Energy's committed to going coal-free by 2035. And the Department of Transportation recently said that they're going to take another look at the I-94 project. So my message is, for everyone, stay engaged, keep up the good work. You might be doing little things, but know that it adds up and will make a difference.
Thank you, Masaru. And you're definitely right. It's sort of like my analogy of us all breaking the rock together with our head. We have to do the little steps to take the big leaps forward to get where we're trying to go. And it's a long road, but we've made a lot of progress and we have to take our celebrations where we can. So thank you very much for the work that you're doing. And we need to back up a little bit because your MC gets her pay docked for this. I missed that we had a video from Jody, since she wasn't able to be here. So I do apologize. Why don't you go ahead and roll Jody's acceptance, please?
Sierra Club Wisconsin, for this wonderful recognition. I'm touched and truly honored. I have sending a special thanks to Elizabeth and our fantastic, ever-expanding wildlife team, with whom I feel solidarity and deep appreciation for all the time, energy, and heart we've put into our combined efforts to bring about better outcomes for wildlife in Wisconsin. This past year certainly has had its share of dark times, particularly for our state's wolves and all the people like us who care about them. But I have no doubt that together we have made a difference. Thank you all again, and onward to the many challenges we have yet to challenge. Thank you again.
And congratulations again to Jody. Thank you for the kind words. And now we'll move along to our next award. So this is the Good Citizen Award. And this one is actually granted to someone who is external to the club. So an organization or an individual who protects the environment and champions innovative work. And this year's recipient is the Friends of the Black River Forest. They've been deeply involved in protecting this rare ecosystem adjacent to Kohler Andrea State Park from a golf course proposed by the Kohler Company. You've probably all heard about this. I remember reading about it myself with slight and somewhat horror. Mary started this group around her kitchen table and has led this work since 2014. Mary Fadash will be accepting for the Friends of Black River Forest, and let's take a look at the video.
Mary Fadash has been the driving force behind the Friends of the Black River Forest for over 8 years. Without her dynamic leadership, unwavering activism, and "how hard can this be, Claudia" attitude, FBRF would never have been able to take on a billionaire who wants to build a golf course where there shouldn't be one. Over the years, she has come up with all kinds of ideas for fundraisers, from brat fries to Christmas sales to Booyah music bashes to silent auctions, all with the intense focus of educating everyone about saving the environment, the air, the water, the land, the trees, birds, and flora and fauna from destruction by this proposed golf course. It's been a pleasure and an honor to work with her all these years. Mary, we couldn't have done it without you and your passion and your energy. Thank you.
Congratulations to Mary Fadash for being presented with the Good Citizen Award. We are all so grateful for the dedication and the passion you bring in being a champion for environmental issues. You have been brave in making your voice heard and sharing troubling situations when others may have been content to remain silent. We are so fortunate to have you as our strong leader. You have been an amazing advocate for the environment. I'm continually impressed with your intelligence and willingness to make issues known. You work with endless energy to organize a very diverse group of people who all share the same desire to protect our natural resources. We all appreciate your tireless efforts to make our planet a better place. Mary, thank you for taking a stand to protect our environment. You certainly are deserving of this award.
I thought about the word citizen and how it applies to Mary in the context of this award. Obviously, C has got to be for commitment. She has been a champion of this amazing, rare ecosystem and protecting it for several years. I is for intelligence. She has the ability to go up against organizational bureaucrats with fact-based, persuasive arguments. T is for tenacity. Mary is not afraid to speak truth to power, and she does it very well. I is for inclusiveness. She's not a loner. She wants everybody included in the process and often seeks information and opinions from others. Z for zealous. Her infectious eagerness and enthusiasm for protecting the environment is amazing. E is for energy, specifically the passion she brings to the organization. And Ann is for never giving up in the face of adversity and the constant challenges that lie ahead. Congratulations, Mary. You are a truly remarkable woman, and I am so lucky to have been able to get to know you a little bit on this journey together.
Mary, congratulations on winning the Sierra Club Wisconsin Chapter Good Citizen Award. This recognition is well deserved. Through Friends of Black River Forest and the Save Coler Andre campaign, we have seen what real grassroots activism looks like. Your willingness to persevere over years against what many assumed were insurmountable odds has been an inspiration. From us, your neighbors, and for many beyond our precious corner of Sheboygan County, we say thank you.
And Mary, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Lucinda. I'm so grateful to the Sierra Club Wisconsin for recognizing my attempts to protect a state park and a rare Wisconsin coastal ecosystem from development. It has truly been a 7-year group effort by my dedicated Black River Forest neighbors and those who understand how rare this area is. We live outside of Coler Andre State Park, which is on Lake Michigan. The Wisconsin Wetland Association has designated the area as a wetland gem. Wetlands here are globally significant and protected elsewhere. It is the home of dunes formed over thousands of years, an important migratory stopover, and a Tier 4 important bird area. The burial sites of Native Americans rest here. Endangered species are present. All of this and accompanies 180 acres of forest and state park land given to the company is planned to be bulldozed for a golf course. This has become for FBRF, Friends of the Black River Forest, a fight for social and environmental justice. It isn't right or just that those with more money are allowed access to decision-making regarding our common resources. It isn't just or right that those with political clout can take our land and poison that land, our air, and our water. It isn't right or just that laws written to protect Wisconsin natural resources don't have to apply to the privileged. Wisconsin Sierra Club members partnered with us when other environmental groups wouldn't. Your partnership has renewed my spirit and all of our spirits tremendously and validated our mission to educate and preserve. My friend's partner, Claudia Bricks, is equally at the helm of our group. Her passion for doing the right thing inspires me to keep telling our story of ecosystem preservation and social justice. Thank you, Claudia, for your hard work. And thank you to all our supporters for your dedication. We all thank the members of the Sierra Club Wisconsin for having the courage to stand up with us for our environment and for our fight to preserve our precious ecosystem in this very, very imperiled times. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. This is very inspiring. I love coming to this event because you hear all of the magnificent things that people are doing around the state while the rest of us are at our desk job. So I really do appreciate the work you're doing and Claudia is doing to be out there and fight the good fight for us, because it is often the little guy against Goliath. And they have the money, and hopefully we have the community spirit to be able to bring people together to say, hey, did you see this was happening? Did you know this was going on? We're going to go do something about it. We want you to come with us. And you're the person that's spearheading that. So I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you for your work. So our next award here is also one that's given to a group external to the club. It's the Torchbearer Award. And this is for people who consistently promote legislation, regulations, or practices to protect the environment. And for those of us who live in my area, this will be a familiar group. It's the Dane County Parks. And they have over 17,000 acres of public land, including 26 parks, 20 wildlife areas, and 14 natural resources areas that they care for and which serve many in our area. Their work to make Dane County Park System inclusive, accessible, and welcoming is ongoing, and we appreciate the efforts and commitment of park staff and leadership pursuing these goals. So they're up to some fairly interesting things, and let's hear a little bit more about it.
A huge thank you and congratulations to the Dane County Parks team. Your leadership and dedication to taking our Dane County Park System, which is already pretty amazing, to the next level will impact so many lives. I've had the opportunity to explore some of the hidden gems within the system in the past year, and I'm thrilled that your initiatives will allow more people access to these spaces and inspire more youth to connect with nature and learn about the value of preserving our public lands. Thank you for all you do, and congratulations.
Hi, I wanted to say congratulations to Dane County Parks for winning the Torchbearer Award. During COVID, I know how many of us have gone off to our parks. Our local parks have become so important in our lives for just relaxing, getting away, and just being able to recreate outside and not have to wear a mask all the time. So for those reasons, but also just Dane County Parks is working on expanding access to our parks in all sorts of ways. So not just transportation, but also how providing those recreational opportunities not everyone gets a chance to have. And then also their wonderful youth programming has been expanding and really helping youth explore not only the parks themselves, but also careers and jobs that may relate to parks. So congratulations, and thank you so much, Dane County Parks, for our wonderful park system.
Thank you and congratulations to Dane County Parks. As a Dane County resident, I know firsthand how excellent our park system are and how much you do with strapped resources. It's amazing that we have so many really, really great parks that are protected and well maintained and easy to access by bus and for people with different disabilities and access levels and income levels. Thank you for your thoughtfulness as a leader in Dane County as well as in the rest of the state. And we look forward to working with you moving forward.
My favorite Dane County park is Prairie Moraine County Park near Verona. It has both a dog park and a portion of the Ice Age Trail. And what's really cool is it's 160 acres, which gives everybody and their dogs plenty of room to move around. So this is the dog park area. This is the crest of the hill where you come into the park. And this park is just enormous. So many trails in both prairie and woods. And it's just a beautiful fall day out here today, early fall.
So thank you very, very much to Dane County Parks. I agree with everything everyone has said. I love enjoying the parks too. Thank you for making good use of my tax money. And now we have a video for the acceptance of the Dane County Parks folks.
Hi, I'm Jolene Stinson, Interim Director for Dane County Parks.
Hi, I'm Leo Pasquale, the manager of the Lucier Family Heritage Center.
And we are honored to be here today to accept this Torchbearer Award. Dane County Parks manages over 17,000 acres of land, broken down into recreation parks, wildlife areas, natural resource areas, and forests. Some of the busiest park destinations include our 7, soon to be 8 dog parks, miles of bike trails, and the Lucier Family Heritage Center, which is our educational and programming hub. In 2020, our park visitation broke 4 million people, which was a 25% increase over the year before. Truly, the one silver lining of this pandemic is that the greater community now feels that parks are essential. We are fortunate to be able to provide this recreational opportunity for our community. None of this could be possible without our dedicated and knowledgeable staff who truly deserve the recognition today. They are second to none. The operation team is led by Bert Schwab, operations manager. This team includes park maintenance techs, laborers, the facilities crew, and the mechanics. They build our trails, our dog parks, the kiosks, fix leaks, and keep our fleet running smoothly. Our visitor services program is led by Lael Pasquale, the Lucier Family Heritage Center manager. They offer environmental education programs for all ages up to adults. They start with the littlest kids and nurture their connections to the outdoor world as they continue to grow. The park planners are led by Chris James, our senior landscape architect. They write park development plans, including our park and open space plan, and manage our large construction projects. The land management team leads volunteer work days, removing invasive species and collecting prairie seeds. Dane County Parks has nearly 3,000 volunteers and 20 friends groups. The forestry team plants, trims, and removes trees. The park rangers and their seasonal staff are the ones you likely see in the parks. They're friendly faces, answering questions, and the ones making sure that the parks and their facilities are always looking beautiful and clean. Dane County Parks is part of a larger Land and Water Resources department led by Laura Hicklin. Although separate divisions in the same department, we work together often, collaborating on many different natural resource projects. We're always supporting each other. Every single member of this team is willing to go the extra mile to make Dane County Parks a special place, and I think it truly shows. It isn't just the staff. Our park commission members are just as dedicated, showing up to special events throughout the season, volunteering their time to make a difference, and supporting our friends groups. They deserve some credit today too. We are incredibly fortunate to have support on so many levels, from the public, from the staff, the elected officials, and of course, the county executive, Joe Parisi. Under his leadership, our county has received so much support for environmental initiatives, including land acquisition, our solar-powered park at William G. Lunny Lake Farm Park, and so many more initiatives that span well beyond the Parks Division. We're so proud to work with him and for Dane County. I'd like to end tonight with a message straight from Joe. Thank you again for this award.
Hey everyone, County Executive Joe Parisi here. I want to thank you so much for the recognition you're giving to the Dane County Parks Department. This is well deserved, as you know it, and we appreciate not only you recognizing the great work that our staff does, but we appreciate your partnership together, because this is a community-wide effort to protect and preserve our parks and to provide access to everyone in our community. We are blessed to have a community that supports our natural environment, and I feel personally blessed to be able to work with such dedicated and talented staff in the Parks Department and the Land and Water Resources Department. So thank you again for this great recognition. We appreciate it very much, and we look forward to continuing our partnership with you moving forward. Thanks.
Thank you so much to Dane County Parks for all of the hard work that you do. Nice to get the sign off from Joe, also a friend of Parks and of the Sierra Club. And as someone who lives in Dane County, I have to say that's been a tremendous asset to us since we've moved here, and really have enjoyed it. And over the last year, I saw several people note in the comments that with the pandemic, it's provided an outlet to a lot of people who maybe didn't take advantage of the parks before. And as much as I like to hike by myself in the trees, so I do and don't like extra people being around, I have to say I've enjoyed seeing more and more people use not only the parks, but the trails and everything else that's available to us. And I saw your snowshoeing picture there, and winter is coming. So this group, you know, will be out there. They'll be on the ski trails. They will be out there snowshoeing. Even in the dead of winter, we've got to be outside. So thank you for maintaining our outdoor playground for us. It's what keeps us sane, so we can do the rest of the work that we do. All right, so we are getting to the last award of the evening, and this one's always fun to give out. This is the JJ and Pat Warner Award, and this is named after longtime Sierra Club volunteers from back in the day, and is kind of considered our top award. I like to say it's the Lifetime Achievement Award here at the club, and it recognizes leaders who have shown an unyielding commitment to working with their group and the chapter over many years. And it's fun to provide this one to one of our people. This year, the honor goes to Melissa Warner. And Melissa Warner was the chair of the Southeast Gateway Group for 6 years. And she led on conservation issues, hosted work days to remove invasive species and do tree planting, and held monthly programs. And I know how much work that is. I used to do that too, Melissa. And in 2013, she also won an award from the Wisconsin Invasive Species Council for her work. In addition to working with Southeast Gateway Group, she was involved with our statewide water team, working now to prevent nitrate pollution in the state. And in the past, she has reviewed proposals for lead pipe replacements, the Waukesha diversion, Foxconn facility applications, and more. Melissa works tirelessly to protect the Great Lakes and Wisconsin waters and is more than deserving of this award. And I would definitely agree with that. So let's hear what her colleagues had to say.
I had the pleasure of working with Melissa when I was our state's chapter director, and I was always impressed with her leadership and ability to organize volunteers to build grassroots power with the Southeast Gateway Group. She built strong relationships with decision makers, including former Mayor John Dicker in Racine, where she got the Unsung Hero Award in 2016. She attended many conservation lobby days and helped increase awareness about the urgent need to fight climate change. She has organized high-profile Hands Across the Sand events to raise awareness about protecting our Great Lakes. She is the past winner of the DNR's Invader Crusader Award for her tireless efforts to remove and destroy invasive plants. Like Olympia Brown, the suffragist and first female minister at the Unitarian Church in Racine, where Melissa is active. She is a strong, intelligent woman who inspires so many others to do everything in their power to make a difference, and I'm so happy that she's getting this award.
Hi, Melissa. Congratulations on your award. You really deserve it, and I am glad that you're being recognized and honored for all of the time and work that you have put into Sierra Club. I know you've been involved for long before I was here, but even in the past year or so, I've seen so much dedication and care for water work across the board. And I think your busyness is a testament to how invested you are and how much you care about Wisconsin communities. So I wanted to say thank you for that. And just know that we are so appreciative of all that you've done and are really excited to celebrate you for all of your accomplishments and all that you have done over the years. So thank you and congratulations.
Melissa continues to be my go-to when it comes to a question about the impacts of a proposal that could damage the Great Lakes or an important measure that we need to take. She carefully and thoughtfully considers the possibilities and provides insight that centers science, inclusivity, and the ability to impact change on a small and very big level. Thank you for everything you've done and continue to do, Melissa. This award is given to those who have made lifelong impacts on protecting the environment in Wisconsin, and it's certainly fitting to give it to you.
Congratulations, Melissa. I'm so happy you're getting this well-deserved recognition for your many contributions over the years. From your engagement on the issues, to local restoration projects, to the behind-the-scenes administration, your contributions are far-reaching, and through them you've impacted more lives than you'll probably ever realize. I'm sure others will speak eloquently about your work on water and other conservation issues, but I also wanted to shine a light on the administrative side of things. You were already chair of Southeast Gateway Group when I first started with the chapter in 2010, and you were my go-to person in that region for many years. Not only were you engaged on the issues, but you were also involved in securing funding to support some of your local efforts. You made sure your group stayed active and was compliant with its bylaws. You were engaged in holding executive committee elections, hosting meetings, and educational events, and you are always actively looking for ways to recruit and engage new members and supporters. You also help field the many, many, many varied requests for information or help that the chapter office had to forward your way. I'm very appreciative of that. These may seem like small things, but they're so vital to maintaining a healthy organization, and it's the foundation that the success of the group and chapter are built on. So thank you and congratulations.
And now, Melissa, we would love to hear from you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. I am really honored to be in such exalted company as I was hearing from all the other winners tonight. I mean, I know what Sierra does, but I'm still amazed at the breadth of the kinds of things that all the winners tonight represent. And I recognize I'm humbled because I know that no one wins an award like this alone. You're always involved with the other members of your group, members of the community, and your own family. I have some family members here tonight, so I want to thank them as well for the ways that they contributed, whether it was one more night where you had to scrounge pizza for dinner instead of having a cooked dinner, for instance. Well, how did I start with Sierra Club? I moved to Wisconsin in '79, and Jay and I saw this little notice in the paper about this highway cleanup that was going on, and I thought, oh, that'll be fun and it will be useful, and let's go, and we showed up. And from that moment on, John and Lila Burgee, who many of you know, and Bob and Betty Garricky and Donna Peterson did not let us go. In a day when you did phone trees to get the word out, that was our social media of the time. They would always call, come to this meeting, do this, get this job, be on the XCOM, you could be treasurer. And so my takeaway from that is never underestimate the power that you have to get someone else who's just visiting engaged and involved and a committed membership. So what things in that time have mattered most? Certainly our highway cleanup, which has been ongoing for over 30 years under the capable leadership of John Burgee for like almost forever. And I am so grateful to Jeff Seitzma for taking that on into the future, because we'd hate to give it up. And he already does 5 other things, and now he's taken on one more. Our conservation efforts, yes, with Barry Thomas and Laura Fighter, more than 20 years of work in Pringle Nature Center in Kenosha and Colonial in Racine. We were working on honeysuckle and buckthorn before anybody ever heard of garlic mustard. And so we've educated our communities on the importance of dealing with invasive species. And LD Rockwell, for whom one of your awards is honored, who was so passionate about getting the Hackmatack National Wildlife Area established and did quite a bit of work in our corner of the state to see that would happen. We had interesting public programs on so many issues, like the Great Lakes and the Enbridge pipelines and renewable energy and Foxconn, but probably the very best program we ever had was a meeting in November, a decade ago, 2011. We had a speaker lined up to talk about coal and why it was important to shut down these coal plants. And about a week before, we had a tremendous ash spill from the Wisconsin Electric Oak Creek Power Plant, dumping ash that had been filled into a ravine. Well, it was standing room only. We had more people than we could possibly deal with. And that was very exciting to have so many people come to an issue. One of the very best autumn assemblies that I attended in Williams Bay, 2012. And Joe Dvanovich and Tom Rutkowski over the last decade working tirelessly on renewable energy, shutting coal, solar energy initiatives in our community. And now we have a younger crew of leaders taking over the Southeast Gateway Group, and in a slightly different direction, because through the pandemic and Zoom, things change. And they're moving forward into a future that I can only dimly see, but that's okay, even good. So why is Sierra important now? Because it's really grassroots. There are many groups I contribute money to, but Sierra is the only one in which I am truly a member. We vote for our board and we vote to help set policy. We're involved local, state, and national levels. We're the environmental group that is truly encompassing from feet on the ground, hand in the mud local projects to statewide legislative initiatives like our water team with the PFAS and the CAFOs and the nitrate rules and the lead water pipes. And we advocate nationally, even globally, for equitable and effective environmental policies. Well, why? Well, because Sierra really gets what John Muir said about how everything is connected to everything. It's all environmental. Gaylord Nelson said the economy is a wholly owned subsidiary of the environment. Pollution affects our health affects the economy affects the climate affects immigration. And That affects the environment and the economy. Efficient transportation affects the environment and the economy. And equity. Equity intersects with all of the issues that we think of as environmental or economic. So yes, we pull at one thing and we find it's all connected. And I see Sierra working to hold all of those strings, advocating for policies and actions that will bring us to a good place with clean water and clean air and practices that will at least mitigate the worst of the effects of climate change. So yes, thank you very much.
Fantastic, Melissa. Very, very well said. And I couldn't agree more. Everything is connected, and you pull on the spider web and everything moves. And I also love the way that you brought up the fact that we do this, but our families are included in this. Our friends are included in this. The community is included in this. I'm sure you, in many, many ways, shared leadership with people that you didn't even realize were paying attention. But you create that mentorship, and you create that example for people to see this is the way you should live. Not only should you care about the environment, but you also need to do something to protect it, because it doesn't just take care of itself. And so thank you so much for all of your years of work and all of your leadership in the Southeast Gateway Group, and being that mentor for that group and that younger generation so that they can come behind you and continue to do your good work and take it in directions that we don't even see yet. Because that's what's beautiful about Sierra Club. It's been around for well over 100 years, and we are just one group in the wave that keeps going forward to protect our planet today and tomorrow. And it's incredibly important. And all of the work that all of you today have done, the award winners we've discussed, and all of the staff and all of the other volunteers that are on the call, and our 2 past chapter directors, Shala and Carol, I see you out there. It's wonderful that we can all work together and be part of that spider web and help protect the planet. So I want to thank everyone again for coming tonight to help celebrate our award winners. One of my favorite nights of the year. I do look forward to being able to do it live again someday, although I do enjoy the Zoom part because people who maybe couldn't have traveled to be with us in a previous year are able to be with us tonight, and that's important too. So everyone stay safe out there. Enjoy the environment, continue to work together to protect it. And we definitely look forward to all of the fantastic things that you'll be doing in 2022 and beyond. So thank you, everyone, and have a great night. And keep an eye out too for those video links I mentioned at the top of the hour. We do have more videos and more information on all of our different award winners. And as part of our Volunteer Appreciation Week, we will be posting that. And also stay tuned next year when you see the call for award nominations come out. Think about who in your network and who in your community is really doing fantastic things, both within the Sierra Club and without. That Good Citizen Award, that Torchbearer Award, we can present those to other people that are out there helping us break those rocks. So everybody stay safe, have a great Thanksgiving and a great holiday, and we look forward to seeing you down the road. Have a nice night.